Welcome back. It's time for some cookery now. We've joined Donal in the kitchen. What is on the menu? It smells delicious.
I thought you'd never ask, but here we are. We're going to make a very delicious one-pot lasagna. Now, it's a bit of a cheat. It's not really the true, authentic lasagna. I'm sure if Gino De Campo was on here, he'd be disgusted about what we're about to do. But who cares? We're going to do it. So it's a veggie lasagna. It all happens in one pan. It's quite cheap as well, because you're removing the meat from it, and it's easy to do. So we're going to start off in a pan with some onion. And the trick of this, especially if you're going to keep a simple recipe like this and elevate it, it's to kind of use good quality ingredients but give them lots of love as you're using them. So with the onions, you've just a fine chop on them and you're going to sweat them down, and you can see right now we've got this beautiful caramelization going on in here. You've got that really sweetness, beautiful sweetness coming out of it. At this point now, get in your veggies. So don't touch them, don't go near them until you've got to that point, and then add your veggies. When it comes to the veggies, in terms of what you can use here, it's really about, this is a great one for using up what you might have left over in the fridge at the end of the week. So I'm using mushrooms and courgettes here, but you could go in with sweet potato. You could use like really nice broccoli. Cauliflower is lovely in there as well. But what I love most about it is that, like I said, it all happens in the one pan. So once you've kind of taken the time to do this, I have to keep my eye on this one. Once you've taken your time to do this and sweated those vegetables down, you have this really meaty mixture that is so flavourful. And not only that, but it's quite healthy as well. You've got courgettes, you've got the mushrooms in there as well. And like I said, broccoli, cauliflower, whatever you fancy. So give that a mix through and let that soften down. And once you've kind of got to that softened down stage, you're going to stir through a little bit of crushed garlic, all about the little bit of flavour you can add. You could use raid your store cupboard ingredients as well. Dried oregano is lovely in here as well. You can mix that through, whatever you fancy. And this is a recipe to make use of what you have in the kitchen, OK?
I have a garlic question.
Please.
Crushed versus chopped, diced.
Ooh, they actually, there's this theory that they kind of taste different when you slice them or prepare them differently. So a crushed garlic is going to give you that more intense garlicky hit, whereas a sliced garlic is just a little bit more subtle. And then one thing I've noticed in a lot of Italian cooking is that most garlic that's used in recipes is actually added whole, and they'll fry it at the start to flavour the oil and then to scoop the garlic clove out. So if you just want that subtle flavour of garlic, that's the way to do it. But if you want that big whack of flavour from the garlic like I have right now,
I love the
go
whack.
in with the crushed garlic. And a great little way to crush up your garlic, use a little microplane grater, really easy, straight into the pot, and everyone's happy very quick as well. Now, once you've got them softened down at this point, we're going to add in, I've kind of brought them to this stage and they're starting to burn the arse out of them. So,
excuse me.
It's always this burner. It's always this burner. I always keep my eye on it. So once it's at this stage now, I'm sorry, it's the Irish in me. I'm sorry.
Such a Dublin thing to say. In Ireland, that is not a curse.
I'm sorry, that's what my mother says.
Right.
That's what my mother says in the kitchen. So it's blame her, all right? I'm blaming my mother. So look, once you've got them at that lovely stage and they're looking a little charred, as you might say over here, reduce them down with some chopped tomatoes. When I said, you know, this is a simple recipe, just stop laughing now. Stop. There's two Irishmen in the studio. This is what's happening. Now, the chopped tomatoes, the quality of the chopped tomatoes you use here is going to be what elevates the dish. And even if you've done what I said you did to the pan, you can still bring it back, because that's what's going to loosen the base of the pan, add your flavour and bring it through. So chopped tomatoes go in, give that a good mix through. We're going to add a little bit of stock, water, a splash of wine if you want, whatever you have to hand. What I love using is those, you know, those stock crumbles, you know, the little, the powdered, the bouillon that you can add. And that's a really handy one to have. Again, another nice little store cupboard ingredient to have. And mix that through, and then once that's kind of simmered away for a minute or two, we're going to add in lots of beautiful spinach. And spinach is my go-to. I've a 3 and a 5-year-old. Oh no, they're a 4 and a 6-year-old. I have to think about that. And I'm always looking for the hidden veggies. Spinach is one of those.
Exactly what I was thinking when you were making this. How to hide all the veggies is something that you really love and like.
Well, this is the thing. It's kind of hard. And so I thought I was doing really well, because our 6-year-old is really good at eating, whereas our 4-year-old just picks apart everything. I made a beautiful cauliflower mac and cheese, and I thought, because it was all the same colour, I'd get away with it.
Yeah.
But now he was picking out parts of it and all that sort of stuff. So what I would say for anyone struggling with it is chop them up really finely, as finely as you can. Even pop them into a food processor and it'll do the job.
And kids are masters at finding a mushroom.
It's unbelievable.
How small you make that mushroom, they'll find it.
Blitz it in a food processor. That's the trick. That's the trick. OK, so we've got our spinach coming down. And what I would say is the trick with this is your lasagna sheets, fresh lasagna sheets. Once it's softened down like this, you're going to pop in your fresh lasagna sheets. As you see, I've just sliced them up. Get them in, make sure there's enough liquid for these to cook out. But essentially, this goes into the oven with your lasagna sheets with lots of beautiful mozzarella and lots of gorgeous Parmesan cheese. And what you get left with is this one-pan lasagna, which is a bit of a cheat, a bit of an easy kind of quick one. And what I love most of all is that it just comes together in, less than 30 minutes, I would say. So into the oven straight away, pop that in, and you should be left with something that is absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going to grab you one that looks like this.
And I guess, Donal, the fatty bit of a normal lasagna is the bechamel sauce with all the cream and the butter and all that, so it doesn't have that in it.
None of that. None of that. It's one pan. It's none of that. It's really creamy and delicious naturally. You're going to finish it with Parmesan cheese, some basil over the top, and it's so easy to do. So I love it. I love it, and hopefully the kids will get away with eating it as well. So.
I love the way you blamed your mum for cursing on national television. That's my favourite.
I had to blame someone, Craig. They might not have me on again. I can hear them in the gallery giving out.
I'm going to make this.
Are you going to try it?
Yeah, definitely going to make this over
definitely
the weekend.
a good one for the kids. And mix it up and make it your own. That's the whole idea here.
Thanks, Donal.
It's delicious,
Thank you.
Donal. Thanks so much. You're great fun. It's great to have you here. Right, for details of today's recipe, you can scan the QR code on your screen now, which will take you straight to our free This Morning app.